The lady just come up to me and told me I had to call the cops on Drew, that he was threatening to kill people. Gave a tent to one of the ladies here, and then apparently he was screaming at her to get the fuck out of his tent, so she started grabbing her stuff out. I tried telling Drew, people are scared. That just agitated him. With me, I know people are scared. Anyway, I suppose I should probably turn the camera around. Hood River Police. There's one vehicle. There's another. And it sucks that I wasn't here for the start of it. But right around this corner will. Yeah. Thank goodness. One moment. I know, I brought you some cigarettes. I'm sorry I was gone so long. I intended on coming right back, but yes, ma'am. No, I'm an asshole. Between the acid he took last week and the other thing, bad. Yes, sir. Did all that to him, but she's very upset. She doesn't want it.
Yeah, and
What about the We're getting ready to move.
I mean, we can't kick people off of public space.
Right,
You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. I know he's loud.
Well, they gave these folks an eviction.
Who did?
They gave both of them. They gave both of them until the 27th. Yes. I know.
It must be. I think it's all four. Do you guys know about the cooling shelter? It's going to be like 100 plus degrees this week. So the Alliance Church, you know where Taco Bell is?
Yeah.
Across from Walmart. You go all the way up that road on Rand Road to the Alliance Church. They have a cooling shelter this week from 11 to 7 p.m.
I'll try to find it later on today.
You guys get too hot. I think it starts today. So.
Is there a storage facility somewhere nearby that I could just put my stuff somewhere temporarily and carry people up to there?
There's a storage unit place next to
Like,
for self-storage.
like lockers, oh, self-storage, that
Yeah,
can be,
it's
I
not-
don't have a gun.
I mean, maybe the Hoodward pool might have some temporary stuff, but not really. I mean,
Bushes, buddy.
yeah, find a hiding spot, I guess. You know, I
Can't
don't know.
do that.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause there's nothing I can think of that would have a.
You guys make me blow out because you guys do
So where can you guys go? If you're not gonna stay here?
There's nowhere to go. They're marked into the sea. People want to invent us a bunch of new tents, but they never invent a chunk of property for us to put them on. We can't just keep moving on. You notice that you get a lot of influx of homeless people. They're all people that have been pushed out from elsewhere. You notice we all push a lot of homeless people here.
Well, and I know ODOT, Oregon Department of Transportation, are going through from Portland, Hood River, and clearing out their land. You know, and unfortunately, what happens is citizens complain because they see a tent, they don't like it. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we can do it, you know, we're not going to kick anybody out.
I just want to say, just because it is important, not just myself, Cam, Rudy, a lot of other people clean up this garbage daily. Most of this is not their trash. It blows in.
Yeah, no, it's clean.
But, well, it's, there's not trash. The thing is, I mean, we're picking up trash. We're over there at the parking ride. Me and 3 other homeless people have picked that up. We're putting it in the bag.
Where did Dean go?
Outside. We moved the parts around.
Did they tow his trailer?
They did. Matter of fact, they did it illegally. I've got
that
the
was
proof.
ODOT as well, but where's he been staying?
It wasn't ODOT. It was a bunch of assholes from all 3 departments here. It was the sheriff's department.
It wasn't
the
us.
police department.
Yeah.
I haven't recorded that you guys were there.
Well,
not
we
you in
were.
specific.
Yeah, that's not our jurisdiction. They told us about it
There
only
was
because
no
they knew
police
that
work.
we would be dealing with Dean. But
But
it's
the
the
thing
same.
is,
Really,
the
the same way
situation
the
is
Department
they misled the situation to Dean. They knew that he was not capable of taking care of himself. He's an at-risk adult, and he was not capable of making any decisions. Obviously,
I
back to
agree.
his life.
I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely agree. Well, you know, I mean, get folks like that, yeah, that are kind of really on a nice day. So, you gonna be all right, sir?
Excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you for all this, but thanks for coming out.
Yeah. I don't know what his plans are. He kind of strolled into town, and I don't know.
That, not exactly. He's actually from I got a question. What happens if he gets arrested? What happens to his dog?
Goes to the shelter. He lets you.
Can I give you my phone number so you guys can call me just in case? Because the way he is mentally, he needs help that he's not getting. And there is
And
a
that's the bigger issue is that the help he needs he won't receive because there's such a lack of resources and counselors and facilities to
yeah, it's getting a lot of my friends killed.
Oh, it should be.
My friend Natalie Bollinger got shot in that.
What's your John, what's your number?
It's John Schwartz. Give me just a second. It's. Oh, fuck. One moment. Alright, can I get your card? I have to write my phone number on the back of my telephone case, but I didn't bring my telephone case. So will this go through to you? Alright. I've got another one here. I think I might have 2 years in my wallet already. One more, I guess. I'm still right behind you. So much of the issue is that there's no resources to follow the law. And just like there's an overwhelming caseload, so none of the public pretenders are going to pretend to defend people anymore. They're paying out too much money for lawsuits for the police beating the shit out of people and murdering people. And it makes it an unsafe life for all of us. I do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. What I'm focused on right now is making sure that I share my cigarettes and help to keep the situation as mild as possible. Oh my god, that is old as hell. Somebody's pot container from out of a fire. Yep. I want to give you my number in case they try pulling something with you and you need someone to call. All right. All right, so what's the plan?
Nothing we can do. Can't throw them on public property.
Oh, as long as there's no violence. But
No.
yeah,
I'll physically throw them off. Then I'm going to go to jail for assault. I'm not doing it. I don't need jail time.
on his mental abilities currently, it'd be extra charges too. But
We got people that would love to do that.
yeah, there's a lot of people who would love to beat the shit out of anybody who's got mental issues out here on the streets. They got plenty of resources to pay up when they beat the shit out of people or falsely arrest upper middle class white kids.
Oh yeah.
That's where all the money goes.
We have no rights. They don't throw any money into mental health, which they need to. A bunch of it.
They throw a shit ton into mental health for locking us up, for making sure that we're not heard. I mean, they've spent almost $500,000 on my quote-unquote mental health in the last 6 years to prevent me from being heard. So there's plenty of money they can throw at it.
Yeah, well, they need to put some more resources out there. I mean, come on, there's got to be something.
Yeah, they need to stop beating the shit out of people so that they can quit wasting our taxpayer dollars to pay out to a bunch of people that we didn't victimize, the cops did.
All right, he took off.
Yeah.
Throw that other thing in the trash. It's nasty.
I'll stay here until you get back.
I'm doing that.
It's over.
So all she's done for them. She's done so much for them.
Yes, but in his frame of mind, that's not what's going through his frame of mind. He's not doing this to be rude or inconsiderate. He's doing this because it's a drug-induced psychosis. I'm sure you're familiar with those. You're right, soldier. You guys have a working phone? All right. I'm gonna try to rack my brain. I know my phone number. I've got to. I got it written down on the back of my telephone case, but I left it in my car. I hope I can remember the last three. I don't know if this is my number for certain or not. I think it is. I'll stay with you until he gets back, and then if people need to go somewhere, you can call me and I'll come show up and relieve them.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be back, Thor. All right. Are you going to change cans in?
What?
You're going to change cans in?
Yeah.
All right, I'll stick here. Alright, I got a lady getting a hold of me. Um, uh, uh, uh. The sand here is pretty loose. I'm gonna stick around till one of those gentlemen gets back. Oh, that's Farvig Nugan. Yeah, that didn't hurt, really. Anyway, I don't think that he's gonna hurt anybody, but the lady who called it in said that he was threatening to kill people here, and that's not something I can tolerate. I mean, I'm not gonna assault him for it, I'm not gonna shoot him for it or anything crazy like that. But I could definitely put my carcass in between one body and another. I'm pretty good at taking ass whoopings. I'm not a very good fighter. I'm really not. I'm a lucky fighter. I'm lucky that I remember what people did to me that hurt. And I'm lucky that most people aim for my nose. And I'm lucky that... oh my God. Well, I'm lucky for a lot of things. So, something does need to be done about this. Not just Dean. Not just Drew. Not just me. You know, it wouldn't be that difficult for the state to apportion a bit of land for us to try something out for the homeless. Give them an actual place where they actually can stay and don't have to move. Or as long as they keep the peace, they'll never have to go. That way people who are out here who are suffering from severe PTSD from being beaten and raped, they can be with like-minded people. I can't make other people's decisions for them, but I can make the decision not to mind my own business. If there's lives at stake, you can go ahead and tell me to mind my own business, but this stuff affects all of us. There's a big difference between what he's doing and what I'm doing. He's freaking out and threatening violence, and I'm not threatening violence. Anyway, for me speaking out against violence, and for me having so many people that said that they would help me turn this stuff into the cops, and all of their solutions are violent. And most of the people out here, they know that going to the police is not going to result in anything good. Their only options are violence. Officer Shelley, you got to hear him. He agrees that what happened to Dean was wrong. A lot of people do, and I think we need to speak up. You know, when people admit that they screwed up, I have no problems forgiving them and moving on. I don't mean moving on as in forgetting the situation altogether. I mean, we can move forward past your mistakes and actually try to do some good. I made a lot of mistakes, so I'm not gonna fucking lie about it. it's easy to make wrong decisions when you have the wrong information. A lot of officers wanted to assume that a pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl, was she blonde-haired and blue-eyed? No. But Natalie was a pretty white girl. Her sister still is. Well, she might not be now. It's been 5 years since her sister died. From what I know of Alicia, she's probably picked off half of her face by now. Orale! Alright, so I guess making video logs and talking to myself is kind of, it probably seems crazy to people that see me doing it. You know, it's pretty obvious I'm not talking to a person on the phone because you never hear anybody talking. I'm not holding it up to my head. It's just one of those things. Anyway, there's 3 of us here now, and I don't think there's going to be any physical altercations. That doesn't mean there won't be. When somebody's had a psychotic break, and that's really what it comes down to. The actual clinical term for this psychological breakdown is drug-induced psychosis. How long it'll last is debatable. It depends on who you are and how much you use and a lot of other different factors. And sometimes people come back within a couple of days and sometimes they stay gone. Sometimes they end up like Jeremy Elliott and just never come back. So, there's a lady who, she wants to tell her story tonight, so I'm going to do my best to help accommodate her. She is at work right now. When she gets off, then we'll see what we can do. I'm going to go down, it's 25th today. They'll probably need to get all their stuff moved tomorrow, because the day after that is when they got to be gone. So I'm going to try to, maybe there's somebody with a garage that they'll let me put my stuff in for 24 hours or less. And I suppose since I'm supposed to meet that guy over at Starbucks, I should probably head over there shortly too. When it comes to protecting people out here, we have to do it. We have to be our own police. We have to be our own doctors. We have to be our own therapists. We got to take care of things that you guys don't know the first clue about. A lot of us out here, we have survival skills. Some of us have military survival skills, and some of us have real survival skills. A lot of people that were in the military, airborne, rangers, things of that nature, end up homeless, and sure, they got survival skills, but they don't know how to actually survive and thrive. There's one thing to be deployed and have to find your way home, and it's another to be in the United States of America and not have a home and not be allowed to make one or build one. One thing that a lot of third world countries have in common that the United States prevents our third world citizens from having: the right to build your own house. God damn it, that's fucking hard. Oh, God. Most countries around the world do not have an income tax. Most countries around the world, well, let's focus on Africa, because there's a lot of nations there that have borders on our maps that don't exist in those countries, because it's set up in those countries still based on tribal borders and tribal communities. And they don't go and ask for a fucking building permit and spend $20,000 and be forced to build it at OSHA certified junk. There's places you're allowed to build and there's places you're not. In many of those places, either A, you live in your parents' house, or B, the village builds you a house. You work together to do it. A mud hut is more of a shelter than anything that we got going on here. But we're not allowed to build them. We have too much red tape to wipe our own asses, and we spend so much money on red tape, we don't even have cash for toilet paper. On the bright side, the United States government seems to have an overabundance of sandpaper. The way they figure it, that'll suit the task. We saw this once before. (1929), Berlin, Germany. It's good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. And remember, you are your brother's keeper. No victim left behind.